everyone, Elliot here again, and if you watched my last video where I showed you the pickups that I just got and the prices that I paid, then you'll probably be quite excited to watch this video. What I'm going to be doing is taking apart this Game Boy, which is the original one, which doesn't have the LED here, and I'm going to be replacing it with a Game Boy housing that I got a little while ago on eBay. Basically, I'll show you this actually first. I bought this Game Boy for about £10 from Japan and £5 shipping. And as you can see through the plastic, the screen's burnt. And the motherboard has a fair amount of corrosion on it, which you can kind of just see there. But this is still obviously got lots of spares and stuff that I could use, like the speaker, the cartridge bay, the ports, the LED, and all that kind of thing, with the little amplifier there, whatever that is. And it also obviously came with the housing, which is in a really nice condition. There's pretty much no scratches on it or anything. The only damage that it had was the stickers on the back were really destroyed, but I just took them off. You can actually get them on eBay for about £4, but probably not going to bother considering I paid £3 for this Game Boy here. But yeah, it's obviously going to have all the little rubber membranes and all the buttons and everything. And the screen is also in really nice condition, so I'm going to be putting this silver Game Boy in this housing here. Now I know that there's not going to be a power LED, so I'm actually quite concerned if it's actually going to fit in there at all. But this one's in a much nicer condition, and this one doesn't have the battery cover. But what I'll probably do is strip this all apart and then sell this housing on eBay for probably about £5 or £6, and then make all my money back. It also has all the screws and whatnot. So without further ado, I'm going to set myself up and try and do this. It's going to be in different sections because I haven't got a tripod to film this whole thing, but I'm just going to start by taking this apart. Okay, so this is where I'm at with the Game Boy. I've taken off the back housing and the screws. One of the screws was a little bit rusty, but I managed to get it off. The board's actually a different colour, which is quite weird. I guess that's just because it's the first one, but this is where I'm at right now. I'm just going to take off these two screws here and then pull the board off. Oh, three actually, sorry. Pull the board off, and then I'll get back to you again after that. As you can see, the contacts are in really nice condition. Everything seems to be okay. So I'll show you where I'm at after that. Okay, so I've taken those screws off. I'm just going to lift up the little port cable, ribbon cable thing, whatever that's called, and then pull the motherboard off. So this is the motherboard. As you can see, the rubber membranes are a little bit dirty, but I'm not going to be using them, it's okay. Speakers looks alright. But yeah, everything seems to be in relatively nice condition. So I'm just going to pop that over there for now, and then we'll get all of this off and have a look and see what it looks like in the green housing. So the screen here is actually held on by a strip of like sticky back plastic, basically a double-sided sticky tape. And it's not a very easy thing to get off. There is actually a technique, which is basically where you put your hands either side of it like that, and you just kind of twist your hands, and you'll hear it kind of snapping and cracking, and it's nothing bad unless it is actually cracking. It's just the screen and the glue lifting up. So I'll do that now and show you. Okay, so I've got the screen off, and this is the double-sided sticky tape that I was telling you about. We are going to need to take that off and put it on the other one, so I'll do that now, and we're pretty much ready to go. Okay, so I put the screen in the green housing. This is the other one here. One cool thing that I just noticed is the power indicator, or power button, sorry, has a little orange piece of tape on it. So I guess that shows when it's on and off, because it didn't have the red light. If you look on the slightly newer version, it doesn't have that, so it's quite a cool little thing I just noticed. So I'm going to pretty much just pop the button straight back in here. I have actually already cleaned all of these up previously, so I'm pretty much okay just to start putting them back in. I was hoping I was going to find a Game Boy Pocket for quite cheap when I bought this, obviously because the motherboard was pretty much corroded beyond help, so I wasn't going to be able to use that. Plus my soldering skills obviously aren't going to be good enough to repair it and kind of jump the traces and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's still like a parts board, so for anyone who actually needs a parts board, if you want to hit me up, maybe we could sort something out. If not, I'm probably just going to sell it on eBay. So it does look like everything goes together, even though it's a slightly older version. There's just going to be a hole straight down because it doesn't have the power indicator, but to be honest, that's not a massive worry as long as no dust gets in there, if it focuses. So yeah, I'll screw this all back down and show you where I'm at. Okay, so pink screwdriver. I've put everything back in and screwed it all down, so I thought this would be a good time just to kind of put the other housing piece on and pop some batteries in it and just see if it still works. Might be a good idea. I haven't got the piece on here actually, so I'll just whack this one on. Batteries, put some of them in there, and we'll just see if we're still getting any life. It looks quite cool actually. So there we go, it's all still working. It would appear that the screen flickering problem is actually being resolved. So I'm going to put the proper housing on the green one back on and show you where I'm at. Okay, so this is pretty much going to conclude the video. I'm just going to pop in some more batteries and that game of Tetris, just make sure everything still works. So there we go. It looks really nice in this green housing. They just don't make things like this anymore. I'm so happy that I got this for that price. As you can see, the power LED is obviously not going to work. So we'll pop in Tetris. Might have to give this a bit of a clean. Does it go any louder? There we go. Seems to work. Right, so before I get too carried away, I'll end the video here. So I'm pretty happy, obviously, as you can probably tell, that I've managed to get this for £3. Such a steal of a deal. You just don't really find stuff as good as that often. But I now have a really nice working Game Boy Pocket to add to my collection. This housing I'm just going to clean up. Obviously it's a little bit dirty. I'll clean it all up and probably just keep it for spares. It wouldn't actually fit a modern motherboard in there, as that kind of plug slots into where the LED is. So, but as opposed to all of these things as well, I'll just tidy them all up, and then I could probably sell all of this on eBay, to be honest, for £3, but I'm probably just going to hang on to it. So thanks very much for watching. I'll upload the both the videos right now, as I've literally just finished filming the pickups video. So yeah, thanks for watching, stay tuned.